Welcome back. This is Out of the Ink. We're here with Ross. He plays Alex on Stitchers. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us, man.
Thank you, man. I've been looking forward to kind of hanging out and having a chat with you.
Absolutely, dude. So, what have you been up to? What's new?
Back on set for Stitches. We just started season 3. It's going to be out June 5th on Freeform.
Nice.
And we're up to episode 3. We're filming on Friday and Monday for my scenes. And we film up at Santa Clarita.
Oh,
so
nice.
That's kind of taking up my spare time at the moment.
How did you fall into this? Or how did you
Into acting?
Not into acting, but this particular show. What was the audition process like?
The coolest thing about that is like when you start auditioning for like co-stars and guest stars, they all feel like they're the same. You know, you go and you do your work and then you come out, but like you don't realize which one's going to be like a big project.
Yeah.
You know, originally this was just going to be like a one-line co-star in one episode.
Oh, wow.
But then when I went in to film the pilot, you know, it turned out that I was in the middle of the lab, in the middle of the scenes of everything. I was like, they're going to have to keep me around for longer than this.
Yeah.
And so what was originally going to be a one episode, well, that's all the information they gave you. It was suddenly, 2.5 seasons later, I'm still here working on it.
Wow, that's incredible. And so, did you when you went to the audition? Did they say, "Hey, you're gonna be playing Alex," or was it just like tech guy or number one?
No. Originally, it was just like a tech guy. I actually went in originally to read with Michael Tester and Kim McCollum. They do Stitches, and originally it was just going to be the main character, but he gave the role to somebody else, and then he called me in for something like the tech guy, and I was like, all right, let's give this a try.
Oh, cool.
So I mean, it's you never know which audition's going to be a big one. You just go in with the best attitude you have for everyone.
And so I guess you can't really judge the audition by what's on
No,
the paper. You know?
no, never, because it's always going to change. The audition's never what it's going to be in the final cut.
Yeah.
It's just they want to see what you can do with what they give you, and it's about like finding out the details. Because an amateur would go in there and look at the line. Oh, I've just got one line, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But there's a reason they give you the sides that they give you, because they want to see what you can do, what you look like, what your kind of range is.
Yeah.
But if you go in thinking, oh, it's just one little thing, you're not going to get it.
Have you had any challenging scenes so far? Like that's something that was like within Stitchers. It was like, oh man, this is gonna be an emotional challenge for me, or is it?
I mean, there are a couple of scenes that I've had where like one of the main characters was in peril, and like when you're on TV and you're doing these scenes over and over and over again, oh, he's fucking about to die, he's about to fucking die again. You're there just going, and action, and you got to try. Like it gets to a point where you're like, man, this is exhausting.
Yeah.
This is exhausting, and you have to learn how to like conserve your energy, because it's not just about trying to get like one good take.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be, because it might not
be up to you. It might be
they might not fucking use it,
yeah.
right? So you've got to be the best thing for me. Like this is kind of like the first major recurring role that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting being on set and kind of seeing the pros. I like watching what everyone else does. Right, because some of the pros, they're just so good at just conserving their energy. That some actors, they kind of, they don't talk to anybody else. They kind of focus. But other people between takes, they're kind of, mellow and talking to everybody. You just got to find out what kind of actor you're like.
And
what kind of helps you.
Yeah, it actually brings up like, what type of actor are you like? Do you like to be real focused on set, or what do you think helps your process out?
I like being switched on.
Okay.
I like being switched on all the time. I don't like to be like kind of sleeping between takes or whatever.
Yeah.
Just because I'm new, and I don't want to be the kind of person that's kind of like.
I guess you're also balancing, making the kind of giving your thumbprint to everyone around. Like, creating a good impression.
Because you gotta be switched on all the time, not just kind of like when it's lights, camera, and action. I want them to know that like anytime they need Ross Lee, he's there. And I want to build that kind of reputation, because that's the kind of thing that says, oh, Ross is the kind of person we want to work with.
Yeah.
Right, like having that kind of work ethic, because no one knows me as a great actor yet. They haven't seen my work.
Yeah.
They want to see that, hey, Ross can be on time. Ross can follow directions. Ross can take direction. He can do this. Great. Once they can see that you can do that, they'll give you a little bit more. Then they'll give you a little bit more. But I think people come to Hollywood so kind of keen to, I want everything fucking now. And it's like, nah, man, get in line.
What would those be like? What are some like your pillars of maintaining your like the enthusiasm after when dealing with all the rejection, and then still maintain that ability to be on set?
I think knowing that like it's not rejection. It's like when they want you, there's not going to be any competition.
Yeah.
Like when they want Carl Buckley, there's not going to be a Ross Lee that come along and do like a better Carl Buckley than you. You know, once they want you, there's no competition. But on the flip side, that means that you got to have your shit wrapped really fucking tight.
Yeah.
So that when you walk into the audition, you're doing the best Carl Buckley. Like there's no competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's not about anyone else getting the role. It's about fucking you. Have you got your shit wrapped tight? That like when it comes to the casting director, they'll be like, oh no, we want Ross Lee. That's it. You know.
That's really cool. Well.
I mean, that kind of helps me positive because like it takes away the competition element. You know, I'm not thinking about anybody else.
And you're just focusing on yourself and bringing the story to life. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think being grateful for stuff. I know it sounds corny, but like, I mean, you know, I've been here for 7 years, and like there are some people that be like, oh, you know, you're just getting one line here and there, that and the other. But like the fact of the matter is, I dropped everything to kind of come to Hollywood to be an actor.
I've had this discussion with other actors too, talking about, you know, the risk of pursuing acting, and it takes up so much time. You have to give yourself 100%.
Yeah, man.
I don't think it works if you're trying to pursue something else so you can pursue acting full time. You know, I think you have to just give yourself to it and just accept.
You absolutely have to. You have to. It's got to be that thing where like you got to invest in this.
Yeah.
You know, you can't even walk into McDonald's and say, hey, I want to be the general manager next year. No, you're gonna have to wait a year. You know, people come to Hollywood and they think they can do it like that.
Get picked up off the street.
No, man, you're gonna have to get some doors closed. You're gonna have to learn everything that you can learn. You're gonna have people telling you this. You know, people telling you that. But ultimately it falls on you and what you want to do. And is it worth your time? Because if it's not, you know, like fuck off. Because there are so many actors here that are so good. They're working so hard. They're going to the classes, they're getting accent training, they're doing scenes, everything. And like, even if you're better than 98% of people, that 2%, they're working so hard. They're working so hard, and you'll never beat them if you're just like kind of trying it.
And a big thing about acting in the entertainment industry is I think a lot of it is on you. So do you think having a mentor is important in this industry?
Yeah, man. That's been the biggest thing for me. Like when I came here, I didn't know anyone. I didn't fucking know anyone.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I think is the deal for most people. I mean, a lot of people come here to pursue this. They don't know
man. Yeah, man. And that's the thing. It's like it's sink or swim, and the only way you're gonna learn anything is by like for me, I like finding people just like a little bit ahead of me. They're doing exactly the same thing, and just pick their brains. Pick their brains. Like I've been very lucky. One of my mentors is Alexandra Billings on Transparent, the film in season 4, I think now.
Okay.
They're amazing. But you know, mentors kind of see you the way that you want to see yourself. They believe in you in a way that speaks to you. That's what kind of draws you to them. And like I remember working with Alex, she was like one of the first people to kind of listen to me artistically and spiritually, and I was like, that's what I want more of. I want more of that. Tell me more about that. And like having that kind of guide and that inspiration, because in this town you're going to have so many people taking you down. You can't do this, you can't do that. But when you have someone that kind of speaks to your spirit and says, yeah, man, if you want that, you know, go fucking get it.
Yeah.
You know, and having that, for me, at every step of the way, it's been great. Because me and Alex, we were in a classroom together like 6 years ago. We were in a classroom together doing viewpoints at the American Academy of Dramatic Art. And 6 years later, we got to work on Transparent together, like on a TV show. Like we were dreaming about that stuff in class. And then we're on set and we're like, hey, this is what we dreamed about.
So, well, when you decided to come out, because you're not from the States, you're from...
What? How'd you know?
Unbelievable. It's just the ability I have to pick up on accents. Is
just
unreal.
subtleties.
Yeah, subtleties, you know? No, but yeah, what part of Australia are you from?
I'm from Sydney,
Okay.
Australia.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Yeah, I was there for like 26 years.
When did you decide to... when did you decide to come out here?
I mean, I came out when I was 26, but I'd started thinking about it when I was like 20, 21. I was like studying chemical engineering in Sydney, and I was like, this fucking sucks.
So you're like, I gotta go do something creative.
Oh man, I'll never forget it because I'd never done anything like acting before in my life. I was doing a chemical engineering degree, and one day,
which seems really, really complicated.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. And we went to this milk processing plant, and I had like a hard hat on and like a blue smock on kind of thing, and a notepad in one hand. And my friend looks over and he goes, "Isn't this fun?" And I was like, "Nah, It's not. And like he was having such a good time. I was like, fuck.
This isn't for me.
This isn't what I want to do at all. And so, I started thinking about an acting career, and the more I thought about it, the more, like it just scared me. And that was the first time in my life that like fear inspired me to do something. And I was like, fuck, I better fucking do it. If I don't do it now, there's gonna be no good time to just drop your life and quit your shit and just
Especially
leave.
when you have no response. I mean, you're single or
yeah,
what's
and like
that?
25 and single, no responsibilities. It was like, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to. There's no perfect time to kind of do something like that. If you're gonna go, fucking do it.
Yeah. So, do you think like? Are you single now? Like, how do you? Because I like to ask this question because
yes, I'm single.
You're single, okay? Because dealing with being in a relationship and being in this industry, working, it's sometimes can be a challenge. Like, do you have any experiences with that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you want to get fucking dark. Relationships can be tricky in a town where like people have like a life shelf of like 2 years. People don't stay in this town very long. And I think people come with that. I came with that expectation. I'd be here for a year and then I'd fail and then leave. Honestly. I didn't think I'd be able to stay. And when people come to town with that mentality, the lights are always a little bit brighter, everything's a little bit more fun, and you can meet people that inspire you and you're like, wow, this is amazing. But at the same time, eventually the fun's got to run out, and you got to have a good reason to be here. And some people realize that they don't. And these are the people that you can fall in love with. Right? And then they got to go. Oh, man, you're going to make me sad. But, I think last year I had like two of my very best friends, like from acting school, just get up and leave. Broke up with a girlfriend as well. And just
stop saying this isn't like, I don't want
to do what? And I was talking to Alex last night, and she was like that was a big thing for you, Ross. And I remember meeting you, and you played it off like it was nothing. And I was like, yeah. And I was holding on to that because I didn't realize how much that kind of hurt, just having your friends kind of leave. It's not like they abandoned me.
No, but you're in this thing together. And
but in a town where like good friends and good people are hard to find, you feel that with the universe, man. People leave and you're like, I broke up with my girlfriend. The first thing I wanted to do was like call my friend and be like, hey man, do you want to? Oh man, I can't. He's not here.
Yeah, dude.
Right, and it was that feeling. I mean, like it's not all just kind of like fun and games.
Dude, how would you define paying your dues? Like,
shut the fuck up and have some humility.
Yeah, that's good.
Like no, seriously, like people just like come in and they want to do the ego first. They want to be like Conor McGregor first. Like, hey, no, I'm here in Hollywood. This is what. Nah, man, Conor McGregor's been beating on that for 20 fucking years. Yeah. But like people are so quick to say, "Oh, I want everything," but like you gotta learn to walk before you can fly. Like if they threw me like a lead for a massive feature film right now, wouldn't be ready. Like the only reason I say this is because in Stitches there are some episodes where I don't do a lot at all. I don't do a fucking lot. Sometimes I'll be sitting waiting, I'll get like one line or something, but every now and then like I can get blown away by like, oh shit, it's my fucking line. Because you underestimate, you think it's just one line, but like, it's lights, camera, action. They've spent 4 hours setting up this fucking line.
And that one line is important, man.
And that one line comes to you and the director comes to you and you're not ready? Oh man.
Yeah. Have you had this happen before?
I've definitely had the hard ears like, oh shit, what am I saying? Because you're so just kind of wait. But this is like part of the learning experience of being on set for a big budget thing. You're just like a little cog, and if you're not ready, they will replace your ass.
Exactly.
You've got to be that thing. I'm happy being a cog, but I want to be the cog that's ready. So that whatever they're asking, is Ross Lee? Oh, absolutely, he's ready. Mm-hmm. But like, I think what it'd be like to be like a lead for a feature film, like opposite, Leonardo DiCaprio or Joseph Gordon-Levitt or whoever you want to be. If he was looking at you, he's about to cuss you out, lights, camera, action. Would I be ready? I'd be like, ooh, hang on, maybe not yet. I need to earn it.
And I think, but this is great because I think the best training happens on set, no matter what. I mean, the best thing for any actor, I think the best training is to be on set. I mean, do everything you can. I would take, I don't know if you agree with this, I would take a class made for auditioning, how to get the gig, because no class can really teach you what it's really like to be on set with the pressure, the directors, the lights. I mean, that's the best training for any actor, I think.
Absolutely. Like getting experience. Like you can be in the classroom all day, but like it's not until it's game time that you get it. You can be in practice, you can be on the bench, all you want, but it's not until you're in the game that you feel the pressure and the intensity. It's like, listen, the camera's going to be on you for 2 seconds. You can't be like, because it's blown up. Like they'll see everything, and there's so many people on set. They're all watching you. They're waiting on you, and you have to have your stuff ready. I've had so many conversations with so many actors. They're like, "Oh, I'm waiting for my big break. I'm ready. I'm like, how can you be ready, man? You haven't done anything yet.
Oh my god, and I was on the set of there was a show on Nickelodeon called How to Rock, and it was it was a show for kids.
Yeah.
But I remember, looking like these kids. I was older on the set, but I was, they shaved my face, and I looked like a high schooler. And these kids are killing it. These are, probably 17-year-old kids that are killing it. And they've got, and by the final shoot time, they've got probably 10, 12 execs all watching the show. And they handle it. So that is really,
because it's experience. They've fucking done it before. It doesn't put them off.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing about being able to look at yourself. It's like, are you ready? Some people are like, yes, I am ready, but they're not ready to face the truth.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
How do you prepare for that if you haven't had the opportunity to be on set? How do you prep for that? You just
do short films.
Do short films.
Do what you can. Okay. You can't always like Stitches. You can't always book jobs like that. That's been so fucking great for me. Yeah. But you can't always get that. But like, my experience on Stitches has been made far easier, even though it's my first major kind of TV thing, because I've done short films before. I've been on set for stuff. No one told me how to act on Stitches or whatnot, but like I took like my best guess from all the experience I've had. It's like, all right, this is probably what we're doing now. Look at the pros, and then just learn. Be humble, and I haven't done this before, and just be like a sponge. Like learn everything you can.
And just be I think
like be an extra, like be an extra on something. Did that just turn off?
Okay, so we were talking about, real quick, I just want to jump right back into it. We had a little battery issue, but I'm probably going to edit it out, honestly.
Schoolboy era.
Yeah, schoolboy era. So we were talking about preparedness. We were on track about talking about getting on set, having that opportunity.
Getting that kind of experience.
But I was about to bring up being proactive about your own career, not waiting. Because I think the paradigm is shifting. Where almost to content creators that are not getting jobs.
Oh God! This is. This is. That's like a whole other kettle of fish we could get into right now, just very quickly. That kind of that thing where like social media, like auditions are having people write down their social media following, and like that's become like a whole other door.
It's because now it's a marketing tool for the production company,
man. But then you've got all these artists who've been putting in their life and their dedication in for like the last 20 years, going to acting school, going to acting class, getting Meisner viewpoints, everything, and just going. So all I need to do is get 2 million followers by like and it's that kind of war. But like, and I've had this conversation with like professionals on set, and they're just like, I don't know if I like the way that's happening, but the way I look at it, I'm like, well, that's just a fucking door.
It's
that's a door to get to the opportunity
to adapt, because the industry obviously is changing. Studios are terrified to put $150 million into something that could potentially be a flop. So you're looking at, they're trying to create fun. Look at what Get Out did. It cost $4 million to make, and it's killing it. And I think that you're only finding the bigger studios are putting much less money into new ideas, and they're only spending the big money on bigger ideas. But this is a weird segue from social media into this. But I think what I'm trying to get to is that don't wait for a big studio to invest in you or to invest into a project, because it's really up to you. You as the content creator, you can do it on your own and build the following on your own. They're much more likely to invest in you. I just think the whole thing is shifting.
You've got to do it. The social media is super important. ROSS Kurt.
Yeah, that's
KURTLE at Instagram.
All right. So I'm actually gonna put it right. I'll put it. Let's see, maybe right here in front of the plant. No, I'm gonna put it in front of this. We decided to color coordinate today. So hold it. Ross, what is it? Just one more time.
Ross Kurt Lee, And that's my Instagram, ROSSKURTLE. And Rossley83 is my Twitter, so go check that out. I'm always posting pictures of my cat.